There is a lot of talk of digital privacy. Amazon has introduced some features to try to help with consumer privacy, but they're also working on features that sound less private. Let's talk about both. Hello tech friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Craig. This is part of my weekly Echo series. This is week 24 of 2019. You can find the rest of the series in the description along with links to anything I talk about. Privacy concerns are growing as our digital footprint grows. Facebook has leaked information with Cambridge Analytica. Google has been questioned about the data it collects. Amazon has a large team that listens and reviews some recordings from Echo devices. All these companies are trying to earn trust from their users by talking about privacy and new features to keep your information safe with more control from you. But some of these features really seem like lip service and may not be really doing that much to stop or limit how much data they collect. Amazon has introduced a new way to help delete your stored recordings. But Amazon is also requesting a patent for something that sounds like it will listen more. I think it's important to learn about the things that help and to learn about the features that may hurt your privacy. Speaking of learning, today's sponsor is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes covering dozens of creative and entrepreneurial skills. Their premium membership gives you unlimited access so you can join the classes that are right for you. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or even a career, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep learning. I've been checking out Skillshare classes to learn more about editing in Final Cut Pro. I'm learning new skills that will help improve my videos. It is great. Each of the classes are broken down to multiple video lessons with the time it'll take to complete each lesson. Skillshare is also really affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. Because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, you can sign up with the link in the description and get a 2-month free trial. Check out Skillshare using that link and start your free trial. Now let's talk about what Amazon is doing to help keep your information private when using Echoes and Alexa. They've recently introduced a way to delete recordings with your voice. But first, if you're not familiar with how the Echoes work, they listen for a wake word to activate. When you say the wake word, the device starts listening and sends your request to the cloud. There, the request is processed and a response is sent back from the cloud or the task you want is performed. Once you wake the device with the wake word, the device starts recording what you say. Amazon uses the recordings to help improve Alexa by teaching it. Over time, it gets smarter. By default, your recordings are shared with Amazon. A small number of recordings are transcribed and inputted into the machine learning model that drives Alexa. These audio recordings are typically requests that Alexa got wrong or misinterpreted. Most recordings never are heard by another human. Amazon has given users the option to not have your recordings be used to help update and improve. You also have the option to delete recordings at any time with the app or by visiting Amazon.com. If you do want to opt out or delete your recordings in the app, go to Settings, Account Settings, and then Privacy. From there, you can listen to your recordings, delete your recordings, and opt out of sharing your recordings. You can find your recordings online by going to Amazon.com/Alexa Privacy Settings. There you have the same options. Amazon's new features allow you to delete recordings for the past day using your voice. To enable this feature, you go into the same privacy settings, select Review Voice History, and enable voice deletion. You can then say, "Alexa, delete what I said today." This will delete everything said that day. Soon, Amazon is supposed to introduce the option to say delete something right after you just said it. You would say, "Delete what I just said." Both of these options are nice, but they are temporary. The following day, the recording process begins. There is no option to delete the past week, month, or year using your voice. If you delete everything, some of the personalized responses for your use are removed. With new input, it becomes more personalized. You take that away and it's back to day one with the device. But even if you do not share your recordings, they're still being made and it is on you to delete that information. There is no automatic deleting of recordings. Amazon is helping you with ways to delete recordings, but not preventing recordings. The new feature, in a way, it feels like lip service. Amazon gets to say that your privacy is important, but without having to stop collecting data. You just have ways to delete it, but not stop it from being recorded in the first place. Another way Amazon is trying to help with their privacy is physically on their devices. The newly announced Echo Show 5 has a new privacy feature. It has a mechanical shutter that physically covers the camera. With it closed, the camera cannot see anything and is rendered useless. With all Echoes, there is a mute button that keeps from listening or turning on the camera. This button electronically disconnects the camera and microphone. It is nice that you can use the button to turn off the microphone and/or camera, but what good is a voice assistant that you can't use your voice on? For a lot of people, it might be more of a hassle to use the mute button all the time. It is nice to have the option to be able to turn it off all the time, or maybe during certain parts of your day. I think it would be safe to say that most people will leave it unmuted. Either way, recordings are saved still in the cloud when you do use it. I do appreciate that Amazon's trying to be more transparent with how they're using data and giving you access to what is recorded, along with tools to remove recordings. The thing that I do question that Amazon is working on is based on a new patent filing. This one sounds like it may not help with privacy and could collect even more data unintentionally. Amazon filed a patent called pre-wake word speech processing. Pre-wake word speech processing, a system for capturing and processing portions of a spoken utterance command that may occur before a wake word. The system buffers incoming audio and indicates a location in the audio where the utterance changes. For example, when a long pause is detected, when the system detects a wake word within a particular utterance, the system determines the most recent utterance change location prior to the wake word and sends the audio from that location to the end of the command utterance to a server for further speech processing. Alexa would always be buffering or recording what is being said in case the wake word is said after. It will be analyzing the speech pattern and words to understand when you say the wake word after a request, such as saying, "What time is the movie and how long will it take to get there, Alexa?" In theory, an always listening voice assistant is a more helpful one. It will also make speaking to Alexa less formal and more natural by saying the wake word at the end. Currently, Alexa is always buffering audio, but does not record anything until the wake word is said and then information is sent to the cloud. This patent would allow, once the wake word is spoken, for Alexa to go back in the buffered audio and determine where the request began and then analyze where it ended. This makes sense what they're trying to achieve, but how long is it buffering? Are those recordings sent to the cloud unintentionally at times? Alexa's always listening now, but it deletes the buffer audio automatically and nothing is sent to the cloud until the wake word is said. From what I've been reading, Amazon's seeking a patent but does not need to have one to implement this pre-wake word speech processing. They could turn this on anytime if they wanted. So why file a patent then? Is this Amazon's way of floating the idea, knowing that filing this patent would end up in the news? Are they quietly testing the waters to see how consumers feel about this? I don't know what Amazon's plans are. I also don't know how I feel about this feature. I'm not worried about it, but I'm curious about implications of this. Right now, there are people who listen to a small sample of recordings. They have mentioned that recordings that have no signs of the wake word being said before the recording started. There are courts that have tried to subpoena the recordings from Amazon. A judge last November ordered Amazon to turn over recordings for a case. I know there's no real way to completely protect your privacy in this digital online age. Data is a form of currency that we pay for services with. We've been using computers, phones, and credit cards for quite some time. We're okay with that technology and the data those devices may be sharing about our private lives. Voice is just another way we will input data and to try to improve our lives. I'm not trying to go all conspiracy theorist on Alexa and privacy. I don't think the government or Amazon is spying on me. Personally, I don't think there's much information that can be monetized by listening to me all the time. There is more useful information in my Amazon shopping history. But I do think we should keep learning and understanding as much as we can on how these things work. I think we should keep up with how the technology evolves. At the end of the day, I think there's a lot of benefit that could be had with the growth of voice. What are your thoughts on Alexa privacy. Are you concerned? Is Amazon doing enough? Or are you not worried about it at all? Let me know in the comments section. I do want to thank our sponsor, Skillshare. Check out the link in the description for a free 2-month trial. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button. If you haven't, subscribe and hit that bell. If you'd like to help support the channel, I have my Patreon link in the description along with Amazon affiliate links that help. You can also find the rest of this year's series over here. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.